Good life, easy, baby. We're back.
Again.
Good life, easy.
There's a lot of chaotic news going on in the world.
Chaos, bro. Chaos.
As you know, you open Instagram, you open the newspaper, you open any online news channel. There's only one thing being covered.
Yeah.
And that's
The Afghanistan terrorists.
Afghanistan is back in the news.
Yeah. We jokingly keep talking about Kali Yuga. But now it definitely seems like we are in dark times. The world is definitely going through dark times.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
How many times have we discussed Kali Yuga on this podcast?
Absolutely. Bro, it's not only that, it's that there's always something terrifying to talk to.
This is not even terrifying. This is devastating.
Like devastating, sad, world ending for a lot of people.
Exactly.
So there's always some topic
Going
that's...
backwards.
Yeah. Going backwards or going... I mean, it's shocking.
It's shocking. So basically, Joe Biden pulled out troops from Afghanistan.
Yes.
And his mission was that on the anniversary of September 9/11.
Correct.
The World Trade Center ka
2001. So 20 years.
Yeah,
Marks
so
20 years.
Anniversary he wanted to pull out
Yes.
by then.
Yes.
And he had a deal with the Taliban.
Correct.
The Taliban then eventually took over.
So the deal was with Trump.
The deal was with Trump to remove the troops slowly. From 20,000,
Yes.
Trump made it to 2,500.
Which was done in, I think, where was the deal in UAE or somewhere?
Yeah. And Joe Biden then wanted to get it done before September.
Before the anniversary.
Yeah.
Correct. But what's surprising is, right, when you think of Afghanistan, you think that the country has been going through turmoil very recently. Because we were very young when we saw 9/11.
Bro, Afghanistan has been...
Exactly. It's been going through some shit since the 1980s, right?
No. Afghanistan has been going through wars since Alexander's time.
Absolutely. What I did not know is I thought that shit, like the country might have been in a little bit of distress.
No.
And
always.
that's why USA came about. But what I didn't know is that actually where the fuck up started happening is when the Soviet boys took over.
Before that also.
When the Soviet boys invaded and they wanted to spread a pro-communist movement, what happened is they declared war, right, in Afghanistan. And that is known to be the biggest war.
Yeah.
Because that apparently killed 1 million Afghanistanis and around 15,000 Soviets. And they ruled for another 6-8 years.
They tried to get in a communist government.
Yes, a communist government. And of course,
with the communist movement in Afghanistan.
With every communist movement, there are always anti-communist movements like the Mujahideen.
Yeah.
That's what they call them, right? The young Taliban.
Have you seen that movie, The Charlie Wilson's War?
No.
It's a must
Good
watch.
movie?
Yeah, Tom Hanks.
Uh-huh.
And it's about this only. It's about the Soviets coming in, capturing Afghanistan. And Charlie Wilson, the guy, he gets this idea of not going to war with Russia, but in turn supporting and sponsoring the Mujahideen.
But that's what Ronald Reagan did. In 1985, that's what he did. He invited the Mujahideen to his Oval Office. It's that only.
Yeah.
Oh, so
He's the guy, Charlie Wilson.
So USA and Soviet, so we know what
he
went down.
He convinced the American government to start spending money and giving them anti-aircraft guns.
Correct. Yeah, so they could shoot down the helicopters, Soviet helicopters.
Yeah.
But then what happened is that they had to sign some sort of treaty. And the Soviet Union pulled out. USA pulled out. Afghanistan pulled out. Pakistan pulled out.
Yeah.
Everyone remained. These Mujahideens, the Talibans. Yeah. So what happens is there was a lot of distress amongst the Talibans also. So in 1990s is where the rise of the Talibans happened. And they started implementing a very pro-Islamic government.
Yeah.
Like you have to wear all those whatever the hijab and
the Sharia law.
The Sharia law, very very intense.
But you know what it is, na? It's basically it's not Islamic. It is their interpretation of Islam.
Yeah. It's they call it that it's a pro-Islamic sort of a situation.
Yeah.
But on the contrary, even Russia is following somewhat like Dagestan and all what we see.
Yeah.
Because you're MMA fans, so we know a little bit of Dagestan. We know a little bit of
No, Dagestan is again orthodox.
Correct.
It is not.
Okay, say Dubai. Say UAE.
Yeah. Dubai also is not like that because you have to understand during the Taliban rule and the kind of Sharia law they implemented, it was no TV.
Yeah,
It was hard. Women were not allowed to get out of the house.
There's no education.
Forget education.
There's no
Women
there's
were
no
not allowed to
education.
get out
Yes.
of the house.
Women are not allowed to go to schools. There's no education.
No books,
Which is the
no
worst. Yes,
nothing.
yes. So if you see right now, there are a lot of pictures in Afghanistan of these big posters of women being put down, being
Of
being
course.
taken down.
Yeah.
You know, like
No faces.
No faces.
Yeah.
And
This is the extremism, bro.
correct.
This is the extremism which stops any kind of technological movement and advancement because
Correct.
what they think is that's the West. That's the Western way of living, you know. But the reality is that you got to move with the times, you know, because that's what the citizens want. The citizens want a good life. Good life comes with technology,
Absolutely.
right? Technology brings you
Absolutely.
convenience.
no, I'm just saying fuck technology, privatization of companies.
But I'm just saying, so that is
You know, I'm just saying bare minimum.
Yeah.
Bare minimum,
So,
right? The country is like 46% in poverty because there's nothing to
Yeah.
do.
So,
they depend on agriculture.
So today, whatever you say in the name of religion and all of this extremism, but the citizens want the basics like electricity,
Correct.
like internet, right?
Correct.
So this is just extremism.
Absolutely.
This is, you know,
So the country has been in turmoil. It's like a similar situation to
you know
North
what they used
Korea,
to call
bro.
Afghan? They used to call Afghan the fall of empires, the land where all the empires fall because the British had come. The British had fought 2 wars and lost devastatingly.
Is it because of the Rocky Mountains?
The mountains and also the
Weather.
fighters?
Okay.
They're hard fighters, bro.
Of course.
Afghan
bro,
is a
of
hard
course,
fighters.
Of course.
Then Americans, then the Russians, and then the Americans again, and now again after 20 years.
And then the rise of the Taliban, like, you know. And it's crazy because, you know what? This Osama bin Laden was actually kicked out of Sudan. You know, in 1995, 1996. And he was known to be one of the biggest donors
Yeah,
to
billionaire, bro.
to the Mujahideen.
Yeah.
So they took him in.
Yeah.
And he basically very seemingly convinced the supreme leader of that time. And then he became the right-hand man and then eventually overtook.
Yeah. So
And-
basically, even there were like now videos have come up of the first initial time when George Bush, when he was fighting to become the
Yes.
president of America,
Yes.
he was saying that why do we need to go to these countries? Why do we need to invade and change
Absolutely.
the policies and the political beliefs of the other countries? We need to do what's right for us.
Correct.
And then 9/11 happened, and then he brought in the
But bro, I think that with 9/11, he needed to show the world, you know, that you
Of
can't
course,
fuck
of
with
course.
America.
So basically, what happened was that he was in touch with the Taliban.
Yes.
He told them that you need to hand
him over.
them over. They said
Hand
that
him
we don't
over.
have enough evidence.
Yeah.
So
And
he's
he-
like, smart डालूंगा सबको.
You know this how he came, bro. But I think that's worthy enough. Fuck
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
What is there in that? You
Yeah,
you have to hand them over, or you fucking deal with the consequences. But another thing is, you know, the Taliban actually hijacked Air India in 1999. You know that, right? Very
Of
big
course.
controversy.
Of course.
And in exchange for 3 terrorists,
Yeah.
they guaranteed the safety of the passengers.
Absolutely.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
You know.
Yeah.
And they went crazy, bro. The Taliban's in that phase of 1990 to 2000s before they fucked up. They went crazy, bro. They started like you know, these American aid workers. They just started fucking arresting them, saying that you're practicing Christianity,
Bro, that's what I'm
and
saying.
you can't practice
Yeah.
Christianity.
That's what I'm saying. Like today, when you hear about the news of the Taliban taking over, it seems like we are talking about a historical
Yes,
thing.
like
It's-
2000s.
Yeah,
2000s.
90s.
Yeah,
It
2000s.
seems like we are talking about something that happened before.
Yes.
A bad news of the past.
Absolutely.
So sometimes it's difficult to believe that it's happening right now in this day and age.
It's crazy. But then, you know, like you said, George Bush comes and just hands them the ultimatum that you hand Osama bin Laden over, I'm fucking you guys
Yeah.
up. And then he entered Afghanistan in October.
Yeah.
By December, everything was finished. In 3 months.
And then basically the next step was that in 2011, right? Obama sent in the Navy SEALs to kill bin Laden. Obviously, successful mission, bin Laden died. Then they were like, okay, let's get out of Afghanistan.
So-
and everybody agreed.
yes.
All the Americans and the politicians
Correct.
were on the same page that, yes, we need to remove our troops out from Afghanistan eventually. But the problem is that how it happened right now, it happened in a very bad way. They're calling it the worst foreign policy mistake ever. Ever.
Absolutely.
You know, they have how many Hummers they have left behind?
Bro, they've
Humvees.
left like some fucking
Thousands.
billions of dollars worth of ammunition. And
Bro, you know, the Taliban has, they're saying, what did they call it? What do you call, like a
Huh.
irregulated, no. Basically, it's a Air Force.
Huh.
without recognition, unrecognized Air Force. There's some name to it.
Okay.
Because the Americans left them hundreds of Humvees, lakhs of guns.
Correct.
Okay, and then helicopters. All types of helicopters. The advanced Black Hawk helicopters.
Everything, of course. Yeah.
The luggage helicopters. You know, the medium.
The cargo helicopters. Everything is left there.
The training jets.
Imagine the amount of guns. Imagine you're handing all this over to the Taliban. Of course, it was not planned properly,
Missiles.
man.
Yeah.
Of course, it was not planned properly.
Yeah.
But you know, in 2005 also, so in between 2000 and 2005, like USA always does, they want to spread like, you know, democracy.
Mm-hmm.
They want to build a democratic government.
Mm-hmm.
They failed miserably between 2000 and 2005.
Yeah.
In those 5 years, you know, the Taliban came up again.
Yeah.
They started seizing a lot of areas in the south of Afghanistan. But that's when Obama again tanked up. And with the help of Joe Biden, it was Joe Biden's decision to go and tell Obama that we need to send in more soldiers. So they amped up more, they tanked up more, they sent in more soldiers, again destroyed the Taliban, and then just chilled there. Like basically did nothing till 2015. Again the Taliban. The Taliban's not going to go anywhere. Because the Taliban are the people of Afghanistan.
Exactly, bro. It's the thing is, what do we say, bro? What is right? What is wrong? I'm sure the Afghanis also don't want Americans to be the rulers out there. No country wants outsiders to come and rule over them, right? But from what I saw is that they rather have the Americans than Taliban, because, like, you know what Imran Khan said, the Prime Minister of Pakistan. He said that Afghanistan is now free from the shackles of slavery. It's liberated. And I was just thinking that, dude, there are videos of mothers handing over their babies, infant babies, man, to the American soldiers. You're calling this liberation?
You know,
isn't a liberation when a country is free from oppression? Don't the people come on the streets to celebrate?
Absolutely.
Don't people come on the streets to hug the soldiers?
Absolutely.
Don't people come on the streets fucking burst crackers?
Absolutely. But
dance?
But you have to dismiss whatever Imran Khan says, because he's completely closed the borders for Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
And maximum amount of Afghani refugees always go to Pakistan.
Yeah.
So he apparently claims that he shut down 4 borders, but people are still crossing. So this guy is a...
Bro,
he's a...
that was like such a dumb statement when you're
Absolutely.
seeing what's going on, you know. That is such a dumb statement to make. When you're seeing that mothers are handing over their infant babies. I can't even think about...
But he has to say...
someone has to go through. Like how numb a person has to be.
But are you surprised he said it? Tell me honestly.
I'm surprised, bro, that he said it publicly.
You're surprised that Imran Khan from Pakistan said this.
It's a very...
Let's be real.
It's a very, how do you say, not a responsible statement.
Not a human statement.
Yeah,
like
it's not a responsible,
not a human.
It lacks empathy, bro. Some kind of empathy, you know, rather not say
He's
anything.
he's just looking at the USA teleprompter and saying what he has to. You know, so that is it.
That is it.
But
bro,
anyways, so...
but when it comes to even like talking about Joe Biden's mistake, like you see his videos just before he pulled out, all the press is trying to get to him that what if the Taliban takes over? What will happen? And he's confidently saying, there's no chance the Taliban will take over. We have supported the Afghan military for 20 years. Now they have a strong military of 300,000 soldiers. Taliban is what, 75,000, you know?
It was so badly planned that they thought that the Taliban didn't exist. Taliban took over the fucking country in 20 days.
20 days.
Are you understanding how systematic these guys move? They move like fucking soldiers.
Highway to highway, bro.
You know, they took over. Refugees can't leave the country. Every checkpoint has Taliban.
Facts.
You know, the only place the Afghanis can go is to the airport.
Yeah. And so confidently you come out and you make this statement that no, there's no chance. And then I saw this one video by Vice. Okay, there was this American soldier who just got out. Okay, and one day before he was talking about what was the plan. So basically he said that the plan of the night was when the discussions were going on, the Afghan military, okay, they were planning for a night of fighting with the Taliban.
Correct.
So around the Kabul airport, okay, they had prepared a whole barricade of their guns, equipment and everything.
Yes.
And they thought that they're going to fight the whole night.
Yeah.
Okay. They had this medical and air support of the Americans.
Yeah.
Right. And then they got a call from their chief saying that, guys, we are leaving tonight.
Pull out.
So the Afghan army and a lot of American army left Afghanistan that particular night itself.
Yes.
You know, and then Joe Biden comes out and says that we were never nation building there. It's the Afghan army who didn't fight for the rights. It's the prime minister who ran away. My guy
So
planned it.
bro, it's a little weird. You know why? Because I'll tell you why. Because when Donald Trump was there, it's not like so Donald Trump definitely signed the treaty, you know, of pulling out. But it was Joe Biden who could have completely stopped that treaty and be like, no, we're not going to pull out. This is my term. This is how I announce it.
Also, Nasi,
You know,
pulling
so-
out was it was an inevitable thing.
Yeah,
you had
yeah.
to pull out.
But you don't
Everybody
pull
wanted
out
to
like
pull
this,
out.
where you just leave the people of the country who you firstly you go and invade the country, saying that we're going to set up a very democratic sort of a government and we're going to make the people happy, and then bail on them.
Bro.
And then give them 20 years of fucking turmoil, and now another 20 years.
See, I've
There's no solution.
I'll tell you one thing. I've realized that now, we think that America is going to countries like these small countries in Africa and Middle East to help them. No, they're not trying to help them. If America is not getting something out of it, it doesn't make any sense for them. So, being the devil's advocate, I'm saying that forget about the Afghanis. What about the bloody Americans in Afghan?
Absolutely.
They say that there were around 40,000 Americans
Still-
right now
still-
in
still,
Afghanistan
yes,
trying
yes,
to get
yes,
out.
yes.
And Joe Biden just
Yes.
like Donald Trump came out and said this statement, dude, why didn't you remove the Americans
Correct.
before?
And I think it's proper what he's saying.
That is absolutely correct.
See, bro, I don't know whether we are seeing a shift in power, which we are obviously seeing. You know, like the power, the strongest nation was always the west side, you know. But now it's shifting a little bit towards the east side, China.
China,
You know?
baby.
So I don't look at this as an embarrassment for Joe Biden. This is an embarrassment for America as a nation, you know. This is
course.
America.
Of course.
This is basically we are definitely in our lifetime we are going to see a heavy shift in power
Bro,
of gender of countries.
bro, 100%. Because
You know.
just it's absolutely devastating, man, what's going on. It's like, I'll tell you one more example, okay? Seeing all these videos, like everybody saw the video of the
plane?
American
Yeah,
carrier going and people holding on.
Yeah.
So when you're holding on to an like a carrier plane and it goes up and you're falling down, you're basically committing suicide, right? So everybody saw those videos, and you know what? I had to check myself because I was like, I got numb to it. It didn't affect me anymore. I saw it from all angles, and you know, it comes up and you see it enough to the point you don't care anymore.
Yeah. But you know what I thought when I started seeing those videos? I was like, dude, fuck. Like how backward or how uneducated Afghanistan is that you actually are seeing people climb onto a plane and onto the tires and onto the fucking wings. Like, bro, that means they've not seen planes and all. You know, for you to be doing that is basically you risking your
Bro,
life. But if you don't know any better,
Now you're not risking your life. You're
don't know.
committing suicide.
Yeah, you don't know any better. What do you do?
You're straight up committing suicide. When you see a video of a mother handing over the infant baby, that's way deeper than any torture or watcher or change in political power or something. The
is
mother knows
correct.
that this boy has nothing. This
Nothing,
girl,
yes,
little
yes,
girl
yes.
has nothing, no future out here.
So you're saying that Joe Biden will be scarred for this era
For
till he's
sure,
in
Joe
his term.
Biden, Kamala Harris, of course, they have to take. See, someone has to take responsibility. Okay, someone has to take responsibility because just see what happened. They pulled out. Bomb blast at the airport. Okay, 13 American soldiers died. 60, 80
Correct.
Taliban.
It's crazy, bro.
Afghanis
It's
died.
crazy.
Okay, right now, before the podcast, I was seeing again some blast at the airport. 2 rockets outside
It's
the
going
airport.
crazy, bro. It's going crazy.
They 2 rockets. They're saying that ISIS-K is some new
It's
thing.
crazy. It's crazy. And now you're only going to hear about more and more terrorist groups
So now
because it's become a breeding ground.
Yeah, and then Joe Biden said that he said the same thing what Bush said, that we are going to find those people. We are going to make sure that they pay for this. Sunday they did some drone strikes. Citizens passed away.
Citizen, yeah. So the best way out is just to leave the country how it is for some time, okay? Because there's no solution to this.
And just think how sad it is for not only for the youngsters, but anybody trying to, like anybody who worked hard to get educated, who worked hard to make a career in athletics.
Correct.
You know, like
Correct.
that one kid who
Yes,
fell
yes,
from the
yes.
carrier was a footballer.
Football player, yeah.
Okay. Afghanistan, in fact, has built a cricket team stronger than most of the small cricket teams, like Holland, Netherlands, and all. Right? They built a stronger.
And the Taliban don't believe in sports and all. Huh?
They don't.
They only believe in warfare, my guy.
Yeah.
Only warfare, only
Yeah.
guns, but only rifle shooting.
Yeah.
So that's the vibe.
So imagine the future, bro. Like, why would a Rahul stay when he has no future?
There's
if
no
he's learned
future,
an
there's no
instrument, there's no internet.
no future,
you
there's
can't
no
do
future.
anything.
And what happens is, right, say like
To
even,
doctor
even
को
in
देखो पैसा कौन देगा?
even in 1990s now, when the Taliban had completely taken over, they had a good rule for 10 years. There were only 3 countries that recognized Taliban. It was Pakistan, UAE and Saudi Arabia.
But Pakistan is the guys who have fueled the fire to Taliban.
But exactly, why was Osama bin Laden found in Pakistan?
Yeah. Secondly, the vice president of Afghanistan, he said that Taliban's basically sister country is Pakistan.
Correct. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because maximum refugees always go towards Pakistan.
No. ISI and the Pakistani military has supported financially.
Yes.
Taliban
So
in
that's
a
what's
big
going to
way.
happen. See, eventually, once the Taliban actually takes over completely, there are going to be a lot of UN sanctions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of countries will not be able to do business with Afghanistan.
It's finished.
Yeah, it's finished. It's like North Korea, right? Nobody
It's
wants to do
finished.
business with North Korea.
Bro, just think about it. Today, when a Coca-Cola, a Toyota, they come to your country, how much employment do they bring?
Absolutely.
Right? How much, there's growth in GDP, there's growth all
Everywhere,
over, right?
everywhere.
So all that is not going to happen.
Yes,
Nobody's going to come. Why would any the world is moving at a pace and you're going backwards. You're not moving slow. You're going backwards. You're saying let's cancel all the progress. Let's cancel all the
What
fucking
progress? What progress? What
you know?
There was no progress, yeah.
No. In fact, they released a survey, that in the 20 years, what has changed with America being there? Because America spent a lot on the Afghani citizens.
Yes.
So they said that the life expectancy from 56 went to 65.
Lovely.
Okay.
Lovely.
Electricity use from 22% in 2001 went to 99%.
Great.
Internet use from some 3%, 8% went to some 25, 28%.
Even women started coming out and working a lot. So maximum women were in healthcare.
Women
in the
literacy,
healthcare field.
Women literacy from 4% went up to some 35, 45%.
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
So there was some kind of progress.
But not enough for the USA to profit off. So that's what happened.
So what is the solution? Like what do other countries have to come in and help? Does USA have to go back? Like, what is the solution? Because today, if you ask me, I don't even know if... see, I'm thinking if I'm Indian, I don't want the British out here, bro. You know?
See, at the end of the day, you know what? Afghanistan is not a nuclear power. You know, so it's not like... It's a complete different situation compared to like North Korea or whatever. I keep going back to North Korea because it's a live example of what's happening. But that guy has just done it right when it comes to being a tyrant.
Oh.
You know, there's nobody who's done it better than this guy.
The family.
Yeah. But this guy has taken it to the next level with the nuclear power.
बाप और दादा ने भी बहुत solid काम किया है.
बाप ने न्यूक्लियर का बेस सेट किया पर इसने बोला कि मेरा न्यूक्लियर मिसाइल पहुंचेगा अमेरिका और जब पहुंचेगा ना
और उसके दादा ने स्टोरी बनाया
और फिर पूरा ब्लॉक आउट कर दिया मतलब कि nobody knows what goes on. I am so intrigued, bro. So it's for Afghanistan, it's not a nuclear power. So what happens is now eventually what the UN does is that when they see a lot of turmoil in countries now, they send the NATO. NATO, which is an intergovernmental, what do you call it, army, which is made up of 20 European countries and
all of them are there.
North America.
Ireland,
So eventually that's what's going to happen. What I feel is that no America is not going to go back. Okay, nobody's going to go back, but the UN has to.
I think America is going to come back.
No, bro. You know what's going to happen now?
I think America is going to come back.
You know what's going to happen is now we are going to see so many terrorist threats, not only in America but all over the world.
Yeah.
Because of this, because it's going to become a breeding ground.
It's going to be a breeding ground.
It's going to become a breeding ground for holy warriors and for fucking young students who are young Taliban students.
Come on, military camp.
You know, so that's what's going to happen. And when there's no education, you're the devil's child.
Bro, just think about it. All this happens with brainwashing, right? So you're going to give all these Mujahideens and ISIS and all of these guys space ki chalo idhar karo tum. You know what is the turnover? What is the turnover of Taliban?
A lot, no?
$1.4 billion.
Yeah, of course.
Like 700 million comes from just opium.
Opium, yeah. And they've come out in the public and said that we want to transform Afghanistan's economy from opium to like more fucking whatever, some agricultural goods or whatever. They were saying bullshit. You know, they're just trying to cover. But see, what's going to happen is what I see is that we are also going to see another character like Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a past.
The devil.
There will always be a face to the Taliban.
For
You
sure.
seen the Iron Man 2?
No.
You've seen Iron Man 2?
I've not seen any of them.
Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3,
Okay,
where there's a face, bro. There's always a face. In that movie also, same like some region, like some Middle Eastern region only. There's one guy who's just the face, but the big corporations are calling the shots.
Bro.
You know?
ये तो
So
होता ही है
there'll
ना,
be
bro.
one face where public will be like, this is the biggest terrorist.
Of course.
Like Osama bin Laden.
Of course.
But who created Osama bin Laden, we know.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So I think it's going to be a repeat, bro. It's a cycle.
When America invaded Iraq or Iran, okay, that was the year ExxonMobil had the biggest turnover ever.
Imagine.
As in that period.
Imagine. And
Yeah.
war is always known to benefit the rich.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, but we are going to see a lot of sad times in Afghanistan, especially for the women, bro.
Sad.
The ones who are going to actually
For everybody, bro. For everybody. I heard that these Taliban guys are going house to house and marrying women.
It's crazy. It
I
seems
saw
like
a
out of a movie.
video, again another Vice video where these women are saying that we have no life out here. When we were growing up, when I was a baby, I saw this, and now I'm seeing this back, and now I feel that my kids, I have 2 kids, they have zero future out here. We can't get out of the house. You know, everybody, 99%.
Bro, even I saw this one video of this one nice young boy. He's like, I lost my mother because of one airstrike. I lost my father because of another airstrike in the past 2 months.
Yeah.
It's just me and my young sister, and I've locked her up in my house because I don't know what's going to happen to her.
You don't know, bro.
You know, the Talibans might just come and take her and kill me.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Crazy. And doesn't that make you feel that today we are so blessed? We are so blessed to be born in India. We are so blessed to be a part of this, democratic
Correct.
country.
Correct.
Because just think about it today, how much ever people complain about Congress and Modi and BJP and that, people say that we also have a tyrant out here. But guys, realize that today when everybody complained that there was corruption going on for 70 years, the people came together and voted them out.
Yes.
And the people have selected BJP and Modi. So you have to respect that. And you know what? If you are not happy with it, you have the power to change it. What's going on in Afghanistan is crazy because the citizens can't do nothing. You see any interview of citizens, they all are complaining that we are not happy with what's going on.
So I'll tell you, more than just being blessed, I'm blessed that I'm not a refugee, bro.
That's what
I'll
I'm
tell
saying.
you that. I don't care about if I'm in India or wherever I am.
No, you're in a democratic
I'm just happy
state,
I'm
you
not
can-
misplaced, brother.
Bro, that's
a whole different ballgame.
That is the worst case scenario.
That's the worst case.
That is the
because
worst case
this is the era of refugees.
That is the worst
You
case
know?
scenario. That is the worst case scenario because the refugee
This
crisis
is,
also
this is, this
crazy.
is the era of refugees,
Yeah.
So to know that I was born in India and I'm still in India, and the possibilities of me dying in my own country are high.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be misplaced of sorts. I'm not going to know that, okay, I'll have a distant memory that, okay, I used to be from India.
Exactly, bro.
But because of turmoil, I got kicked out of my
Exactly.
country and I had to flee.
Yeah.
So that we are in a very good place.
We are in a very
we are
good
in a
place.
developing country.
Bro, today we have this opportunity to do this podcast,
Yes,
to go to
yes.
work,
Exactly,
to exercise,
exactly.
to take care of our mental health.
Exactly. You're not leaving your house thinking that I'm not going to come back.
Exactly,
You're going to
bro.
come back. I'm going to come back in one piece.
And what kind of a life it is that you don't know if you're that you're a refugee, but you don't know where your future is, what you're going to do. Forget following your dreams and passions and all.
Forget about it.
Am I
bro.
going to live a
Forget about
healthy
it. Forget
life? Am I going to be able to tell my story?
The hardest thing that when I think of refugees, I'm like, just imagine your family and your ancestors have spent all their money, hard work to build a house or to build a business, and one day you are just told, get the fuck out of here.
Get out.
Start clean.
And none of this is yours.
None of this is yours. You're fucked. You stay here, you'll get killed.
Yeah.
Bro, what do you do?
Yeah.
What
Bro,
do you do?
When I saw these, basically they were even saying that after the bomb blast, after the rocket attacks, people still were outside the airport because the situation is so bad.
So bad.
Okay. And when I saw these videos and pictures, bro, I just thought about this one instance, bro. I remember I was at the Dubai airport, okay, and my flight was delayed by like 7 hours or 6 hours. And it was crazy because I remember that we were in this gate, like 300-400 people, majority
Crazy.
of them Indians, and it was hot. And
Heavy.
people were getting agitated, bro.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
were getting
yeah.
agitated that they started fighting with the employees, the Emirates employees.
I can imagine.
And there was again screaming going on back and forth.
Imagine.
And I remember at that time, I clearly remember I found it very hectic and I was like, what the fuck is going on, dude? You know, it's a delay, I get it, but why is everybody fighting?
Now imagine that.
It was literally, I'm telling you, there were 300 people. Imagine like 50 people versus the 5-10 Emirates people. They're going back and forth yelling. And the problem for the delay was some
First world problems.
weather conditions.
First world problems.
Okay. And I found that hectic.
Heavy.
Okay. And I can't even put myself in a situation like this.
I can
where
just
it's the
imagine.
unknown. At least I know after 6 hours I'm going to go sit in the plane and go to my house.
I can imagine like fuck that, bro. I'm just saying that. Just imagine what must be going down there. There'll be a food crisis in no time.
Bro.
You know, there'll be fucking droughts in no time.
Absolutely.
You know, there'll be heavy inflation in no time.
Inflation already started.
Yeah, because the food prices and all are going to go
Inflation
up.
started. Yeah.
Currency exchange is going to increase.
Yeah.
Inflation will go up.
What? Taliban took over the banks. Banks were shut. Today it reopened.
Yes.
ATM finished in the first 2 days only. People were waiting in line
It's crazy.
for days, not hours.
So this is just the beginning. And now see, one thing that I don't know now is that I don't know how credible these news sources are.
Yeah.
You know, that is
Yeah.
that. So whatever news we see, we have to take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you.
But you know, but that's the with I feel now. That's with
Everywhere.
everything, bro.
Everything.
वो तो
Correct.
कोई भी news, bro. Today COVID का news हो या vaccine का
Correct.
news हो या कुछ भी हो, you know, संभाल के. You do double research, भाई.
You do your research. What you want to do.
You do your research. Yeah.
You don't know what these big corporations are trying to put in your brain.
Exactly.
You know? So that is there, bro. So a lot of Taliban have implemented a lot of these pro-Islamic laws, na?
Yeah.
So LGBTQ, I apparently believe shoot on sight.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. Shoot on sight.
Shoot on sight?
Shoot on sight.
Oh
Shoot on sight. Actually, I read this one interview only of
Bro,
one
hard.
LGBTQ
hard.
fellow from Afghanistan. He said that if I'm here for long, I'll die.
Hard.
Shoot on sight.
Hard, bro.
You know, or public execution.
Hard.
So, you know, like this is that same old. It's like you go, like you take 5
It's
steps
like I'm living
and then
in
you
the
move back
past.
10
Yeah,
steps.
it's just I'm living in the past. I'm telling you, I feel so grateful that I'm safe.
It's
out
crazy. Women above the age of 8 can't study. You know, not allowed any education. Lot of fucking shit going down, bro.
there. Yeah.
Lot of shit going down.
Yeah. So you don't educate people, companies don't come in. What is progress? What is growth? And secondly, it's like the people are only unhappy, bro. The citizens are only unhappy. So I think it's the citizens will have to come on the streets, bro. They'll have what else, bro? Like, do you see any solution? Which country is going to interfere? China and Russia don't talk anything because they're like, तुम लोग हमारे देश के बारे में बात मत करो, हम तुम्हारे देश के बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे, खाना दवाई पहुंचा देंगे भाई.
But don't you think China has a hand in this?
अरे ब्रो, China has a hand everywhere. चुतिया.
China का
वो
कुछ तो
गाने
है.
उंगली हर जगह से करता है यार.
China है ना, bro. I'm telling you, China will take over.
Of course, bro.
China will take over and then give a big fuck you to America. That yo, listen, we are the real superpowers.
Did you see that Navy SEAL guy who was talking about China?
Yes.
He basically said that right now Americans have pulled out. You know, he's like now Pakistan is going to interfere. Next is going to be China. China is the real boss because when the Chinese come in, the Talibans don't do nothing to the Chinese. You know why? Because the Chinese kill you.
You know, they'll kill you. Bro, they'll finish it. They don't want the Talibans to ever exist.
Bro, they'll be like, Taliban, you exist, but do exactly what we want you to do.
Yes,
we'll get you growth in the country. We'll build hospitals. We'll build ports. We'll do everything.
Kya chahiye? You want money, take.
And obviously the irony, because the irony always exists, is that Taliban is absolutely this pro-Islamic extremist group, right? But they will never say anything to China because China is giving them money.
Absolutely.
But China is... what is China doing to the Muslims in China? The Uyghur Muslims.
Torturing.
Yeah.
Torturing. Well, China has a bigger picture, right? Because of the Silk Route.
Of course. But I'm saying the
They don't
Taliban
care.
are pro-Islamic, right? So they should fight the Chinese also,
But
right?
where you think Taliban will interfere?
पैसा मिलेगा तो भाई.
So, you're trying to say that
You
it's very...
understand?
You're trying to say it's very two-faced because you're trying to spread
It's not very two-faced. It is absolutely two-faced.
because you're saying that in your country... You're trying to push a pro-Islamic movement.
Yes.
But in another country that's going to come and fuck you eventually are torturing Islams.
Bro, at least in America, you can follow your religion freely, right? You're saying the West is this, the West is that. ठीक है bro, जो भी है. पर उधर allowed तो है, तुमको जीने तो मिलता है भाई. China में तुम देखो क्या हुआ है. The Uyghur Muslims, you see, they're putting in camps.
China
they're changing their... So, but now China will support.
China में तो अभी we know यार.
China हाथ देगा
China
तो ये
तो
लोग
the
लेंगे
communist country. They you follow our rules or fuck off.
Yeah. So why is Pakistan and why is these guys Taliban going to take support of China for money?
Money. It's all money. It's all
Hospital
money.
banao, school banao. Yeah.
Yes, all money. Why no? Why North Korea is sucking up to China?
So bro, when they talk about religion, it doesn't make any sense. They're not doing it for religion.
They're doing it for money.
Yeah, they're doing it from the perspective of religion.
Why they are doing it for religion is basically to get people a bit scared.
Religion is the perspective.
You know?
Religion is the base, so the people stay in order, right?
Yes.
So the people don't question it.
Yes.
When you say it's from religion or for religion, then the people are like, "Arey, then I can't say anything."
I think religion also in such a sense is just to like make sure that every citizen of Afghanistan is fearful of them.
Yeah.
Because these are like laws and all that they are making by themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like
And just think about it. It is not Islam. It is their interpretation
of Islam. Yes. Because we've seen a lot of Islamic countries that don't follow this.
Yeah. Bro, algebra and all came from Arab.
All
Until they started oppressing
then. So there's no solution to this. I can't see any sort of solution to this. It's a long-term situation. There'll be a face for sure to the Taliban, which will be like Osama bin Laden, who will be the most wanted criminal in the world. There will be countless terrorist threats, not only in India but all over the world, not only in America but all over the world.
Bro, Afghanistan, basically, they never got along with Pakistan, okay, because of the Durand line. And Afghanistan and India were very good friends. India has in fact invested $2.4 billion.
Yes.
They built a dam, all that shut down.
Yes.
In fact, Guru Nanak Sahib himself has gone to a Gurudwara there. Like himself, he's gone there. And they are destroying that also.
There's one Pandit now who's basically the Indian government wanted him to come back. He said, no, my ancestors built this small temple and I will be here.
Yeah.
Let the Taliban decide my fate. He's there.
Yeah.
So those temples and all still exist in Afghanistan, but God knows what's going to happen now.
It's going to be destroyed. Yeah. Bro. It's going to be destroyed.
So this Pandit is a hard guy, huh?
Yeah.
Pandit ji. Aajao.
Mental peace, na bro.
Mental peace, bro.
Mental
God is
peace.
with me.
Yeah.
God is with me.
Mental peace, bro.
So this is the sitch, dog.
Sad, bro. Sad. Woo! And how ironic, bro. Like we were seeing the show How to Become a Tyrant.
Yes.
How ironic.
It's
ironic. How ironic. Just a month ago, we were discussing it. It's a good show. Acha banaya.
Good
take
show.
on this.
Great
good concept on the
show,
same old story, but they put it in a nicer way.
Show.
And then today we are seeing this Taliban scene, and it just first thing it reminded me of that show because it makes so much sense.
Absolutely. So, but that show was missing some very powerful. The biggest tyrant though, the episode didn't come out only.
Who?
The Queen. What about that? What about that?
Of course.
What about that?
कैसा Netflix कैसा बोलेगा क्वीन के बारे में, सऊदी फैमिली के बारे में?
क्वीन का जो शो है ना कि वो
अरे वो क्राउन बना है, बहुत बड़ी बात है भाई.
I was like, Queen's not there.
तो फिर
You know what the fuck, bro?
The Queen, you just insult her on her eating habits and her spending habits, bro. So then all this is little criticism. And
a little bit of the jewels, that she's stolen.
Yeah, वो थोड़ा उसपे criticism चलता है.
And a little bit India, little bit of India.
नहीं India किधर अभी?
No, I'm saying like little bit you have to criticize what they did to India.
अरे chicken मखनी को famous कर दिया उधर, butter chicken को famous कर दिया उधर, so now Indians are forgiven ना.
अभी India England is playing right now. Yes, yesterday India lost.
चलो बस भूल जाओ.
They are playing cricket only.
भूल.
उन लोग को cricket ही खेलने दो. Ashes. No, what is it called? India England. Ashes is Australia England.
कुछ नहीं मालूम ना cricket.
No, I see a little bit. It's a boring sport, bro. It's a boring sport, bro. कौन देखेगा 5 दिन का कौन देखेगा पक जाएगा आदमी bro now fast move on 50 overs has become 20 overs now. Who's gonna watch a fucking test match? You're tripping, bro.
Anyways, bro, but do you think the concept of world peace, world war तो we have seen, world war exists, दो हो गए भाई, ठीक है, but do you think world peace, the concept of just uniform peace around the world is possible?
Bro, peace is a pose now. It's nothing more than a pose. It's just to show up throw up your deuces. That's peace. There ain't no world peace, bro.
So peace is the new gang sign?
Yeah, peace.
I mean the oldest gang sign?
Peace is just a pose, according to me.
60s ka gang sign?
There ain't no peace, bro. What is peace?
Yeah, it's...
Peace cannot exist, bro, because human beings are... Because we have a brain of our own, right? We have
Bro.
thoughts of our own. So people will always have some
Conflict.
conflict, and there'll never be as many similarities as you want
Hey, na
human
bro,
beings to have.
the greed is there only, na bro. Brothers fight, you know.
So there is no peace. Peace doesn't exist, and God has put us only in a situation like that where He knew that there's no way peace will ever exist.
Yeah, because just think about it, bro. Like today, since we are children, right? The first toy I was ever excited about was a gun, BB gun. I'm sure you also played with lots of BB guns, right? I remember when I going through a shop, I would see like a shotgun BB gun. I would be
BB gun,
excited,
yes,
and then you
yes.
see a new kind of a variant coming out. I would be excited.
Yes.
It does the same thing. All of them do the same thing, same power, nothing else.
Correct.
Okay, just the shape is different, but I would be
It's
excited.
crazy, but it's
right?
a gun.
The video games all about shooting and killing, right? Those were the games we played, right?
Bro,
Hunting,
even that, but going deeper than that also.
COD,
is,
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Then think about chess.
Correct.
Chess is a game of war, right?
Correct.
So also think
Bro,
about our mythology and religion.
Bible, Quran,
Yeah,
all of that is what?
Mahabharata.
Mahabharata, all war based.
All war based.
All war based. History, you were taught war.
Yeah. Then in school they teach you karate and combat sports.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So basically I don't think I think you are prepared that one day you might go into a war. Make sure you do it for honor. Make sure you do it for the right reasons. That's why all this in the mythology in Mahabharata and all also war is auspicious.
Auspicious, correct.
You know?
Or is it that the only thing guaranteed in life is war and death?
I think it is
Something like
bro.
that, huh?
I think it is. No. But I don't know what it says in Mahabharata, but I think it is.
Like war is guaranteed.
It is guaranteed.
War is guaranteed.
Yeah. In what way you don't know,
Correct.
but it is guaranteed.
Correct.
That's why all this I think prepares you that you are going to enter conflict in your life.
Conflict.
You know,
Conflict is guaranteed, whether you like it. It's how you deal with
it's
conflict.
how you deal with it.
That will give you the peace of mind.
Yes.
If you don't let conflict bother you,
Yeah.
then you're fucking
Because
speeding
I
through
don't
life,
think
you're
it's
cruising.
possible. I don't think it's possible that everyone can be happy all together. It's not possible. It's like it's like we are releasing this podcast. You know, we have whatever viewers we have. Out of them, not all of them are going to be happy.
Absolutely.
You know, some of them are going to say this is the dumbest thing
Yes,
ever.
yes,
These
yes,
guys
yes,
don't know what they're
yes,
talking
yes,
about.
Yes. That's why it's
So you can't make everybody
Bro,
happy.
what would life be without conflict?
Yeah.
What?
Boring.
What? Just go on with life, bro.
Yeah.
What would it be, bro?
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Competition wouldn't exist without conflict.
Yeah.
You know? There's no way.
Yeah.
Like, even for example, a simple sport like cricket has so much competition that leads to a lot of conflict. You know?
Absolutely.
So, conflict is the spice of life.
Yeah.
Just think about it.
Yeah.
I'm happy there's conflict.
Yeah.
You know? I'm happy.
Yeah. So peace तो possible ही नहीं है.
Peace is not. It's just a term.
Yeah.
That's thrown around.
They're saying that today countries like India and Pakistan have nuclear weapons, so they don't go to war.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense, bro. Makes sense. The only security nations have is the nuclear.
Yeah.
That you fuck us up, we'll make sure we'll fuck you and 5 countries near you.
Khalas,
You
bro.
know? Don't fuck with me.
Sabko
Nuclear war
cancer.
is like nuclear war is like a
It's a threat.
safety, bro, for all the citizens. You
Yeah.
know? So it's great. But
So
there will come one time when there'll be a crazy
World peace is not
motherfucker.
possible, na?
There'll be
And think about it, bro. If you're not fighting with ourselves, we're fighting with aliens.
aliens. Correct. There's a fight going on.
Always,
ongoing.
bro.
That's the spice of life.
Spice of life, bro.
Spice of life. Election mein what you have to do, fight.
Uh,
You know, in your job what you have to do, fight. Fight for a better position. You know, in business what you have to do, fight for better numbers. You know, fight with your competitors. In the gym what you trying to do, fight with yourself. Get better.
and plus, when countries go to war, cold war, hot war, whatever war, the big corporations and all are out there, you know, trying to suck the cock of the government, bro. You know, कि हमको दो.
Or is it the other way around?
No, then it's
Or
a
is it
cycle,
the other way
bro.
around?
It's a cycle.
They suck each other's.
Yeah, so the government gives you the tender. तुम पैसा बना के देते हो लॉबी में. लॉबी जाता है वो ही पार्टी में.
It's a damn shame.
It's a damn.
I think like the future is young leaders like us should take
Arms,
over.
bro. Arms business में जाते हैं, bro.
Arms business.
Arms and
bro,
ammunition.
वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा कुछ ऐसा.
Huh?
Bro, nobody talks about these fucking companies that make arms. I don't even know one.
Lockheed Martin, the biggest.
And the Rafale I heard a little bit.
Yeah, the Rafale is the French one.
Rafale, huh?
Yeah.
Rafale.
Lockheed Martin is the American guys who make the guns missiles.
Missile. Oh
you
shit,
know?
bro.
Arey, dude, have you seen the video of?
Bro, these are the real fucking billionaires.
No, what real? They are the biggest, bro. Smith and Wesson and all these guys.
So they don't give a fuck about the Forbes and all.
Bro, what Forbes and all? They give a fuck. They have conventions where world leaders and fucking these guys like the rebels.
This is like the Iron Man movie.
The rebels and all, they go to the convention. There's a Vice documentary on it. I think Shane himself went to one of the conventions. Helicopters. This guy is talking about missiles like it's a mithai, bro.
Wow.
कि हम लोग ने ये काजू डाला, ये बादाम किशमिश डाला है भाई.
Wow.
You know,
पर एक बात बता.
Bro,
कि these
missiles like Rahul, you'll be shocked. Like, you know those heat-seeking missiles.
no, I'm sure.
You can buy it like this.
I'm sure, bro. I'm sure.
You're in Africa now. You can buy it like this.
And majority sales must be coming through these rebels.
And my guy, they tell you how you can make the payment. They tell you how they will ship.
EMI is there?
अरे ब्रो EMI क्या ब्रो, क्रेडिट पे
क्रेडिट? अरे
यार,
क्या
तू
बात
क्या
है
बात कर
तो
रहा है?
चालू करते धंधा कुछ
भाई धंधे क्रेडिट पे ही होता है ये लोग का.
अरे भाई क्या बात
समझ
है
ले
इसके लिए पर वन थिंग आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड
अपन येड़े लोग
that
हैं
they
इधर.
must be making so much money, but how come you don't see these fucking guys on the Forbes list?
They're
Nobody
there.
knows.
Oh, of course.
Who
they're
are
there.
these guys?
अरे they're there. Nobody asks questions.
Oh,
Everybody knows, bro.
because see, everyone knows, you know, like the cliched term, war only benefits the rich. You
Yeah,
know,
it
war
does.
only benefits the
But
rich.
it does.
Yeah, it does.
You just think
Yes,
about
it does,
bro.
it does.
1 second. The Prime Minister of Afghanistan, he apparently ran away with $200 million. It was not fitting in his helicopter, so he had cars go to Kazakhstan.
Wow. But that guy pussied out, dude. Left his country like
Left his
that.
country, bro.
That's not right.
That's not right.
You know, that's not right.
That's not right.
You know what happened in that? Basically, you know, when the Soviets took over Afghanistan, they had to form a leader, na, bro. So they got this guy called Najibullah. Basically, what he did is that this guy is an Afghanistani, but he's going to spread the pro-communist
Communism,
movement.
yeah.
Bro, when the Soviets bounced, they left him there.
Yeah.
Okay, he was in the UN headquarters for 4 years. When the Taliban entered Kabul was untouched, bro. In the Soviet era also it was untouched. But bro, the Taliban entered the UN fucking embassy after 4 years and he was just stuck in one room for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Poor guy. Got him on the road, hung him on a fucking lamppost, fam.
Hard,
You know?
hard. And in fact,
Is that what he also thought would happen to him?
of course.
Of course, no.
Bro, look at what happened to
Public
Gaddafi.
execution.
Yeah, of
Public
course.
execution.
Of course.
So he
Of
had to
course.
bounce.
As in,
It was like a Idi Amin move.
see, bro, you can fight or you can retreat. You got to make a decision and then you got to live by it. And then people like you and me will come and comment on it. Ke bhai, acha kiya ki bura kiya.
But it's so sad, bro. It's so sad.
It's so sad. It's so sad. And there were, like, I saw pictures from the, I think, 60s or 70s in Afghanistan where women are wearing skirts, freely roaming around, you know, hair open.
Amazing,
whatever.
bro. Beautiful women.
Yeah. So they even had this modernist movement in Afghanistan where the prime minister or the leader at that time and his wife, they came out and said that, you know, we are for education for women, we are for education for everybody. You know, hijab should not be compulsory. I think she went on stage and she removed a hijab and she tore it or something.
Lovely.
Not in a disrespecting way to the culture and the religion, in a way that we are free from oppression. Now.
Oppression,
You
correct,
do what
correct,
you want.
correct,
Right?
correct.
We are going to be modern now. We are going to. This country is going to grow and reach the next level.
Yes, it has to.
And it's like what 50 years now, and it's again going backward.
But bro, what on the contrary? Okay, let's think about this. Well, what if Taliban is actually good for Afghanistan in a way? What if what it good, like what they're trying to portray themselves?
You know who would know if it's good for Afghanistan or no? Afghanis. And
the
you know-
citizens, of course.
The citizens. And you know why today I'm confident it's not? Because the citizens are
Bouncing.
unhappy,
Yes,
bro.
yes,
They're unhappy.
But you know what happens is that they've seen only so much distress since like 40, 50, 60,
Yeah.
70 years that they are used to it.
Yeah.
You know,
but
they're
they
like,
saw
this is-
growth in the last 20 years, bro. They saw the vendors, the businessmen. They saw
Started
that something
growing,
is
yes,
there.
yes, yes.
The people put effort in sports, in culture, in entertainment. It's all gone. Those industries are gone.
What if the Taliban's actually, okay, this is stupid, bro. It's not going to happen.
What?
No, I'm just trying to say, what if the Taliban actually benefited Afghanistan in ways?
Yeah,
you know?
it's possible.
It's possible.
Anything is possible.
possible.
But I am saying I don't think it's the case because the Afghanis know better. They know the Taliban's in and out.
And with the past facts and stats.
Yeah, and
you know, it
also
just doesn't seem
and Taliban is against absolutely sponsored and supported by the ISI.
Correct.
So the motives, the intentions
yes,
are wrong.
yes.
It's not nation building. It's not growth forward and
Absolutely,
all of that.
absolutely.
It's not for
Absolutely.
the citizen.
Because citizens don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So that's where it all falls.
Exactly, bro.
Because-
You take a vote from the citizens.
Yes.
Ke bhai, you want to ban movies?
True.
You know, the citizens say, yes, let's ban movies for our religion.
Ban it.
Arey, ban,
But it should
bro.
be a.
Then you know, when people like you and me talk na, bro, they should shut us up.
Yes.
Okay, bhai, tum log band karo
Tu
apna.
chup, but we only decided
We
to
know
ban
what's
it.
good
That's
for
why.
the
You know, who are
country.
you?
And I'll respect it.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
But
it should be when the citizens unify.
Exactly. Bro.
Right. When the citizens unify with the Taliban, maybe.
Exactly. So today in India, if the country votes for Rahul Gandhi also na, bro, okay, regardless of anybody calling him Papu or no, I will respect it.
Absolutely.
Because that's what the country wants.
You have to.
Yeah.
No matter if you voted for him or no, the majority of the country voted for
Yes.
him. Again, conflict.
Yeah.
You know? So it's all that,
मतलब
boy.
यही है, bro. यही है.
It's all that, boy.
I think we should keep them in our prayers, bro. You know.
Prayers. Absolutely, bro.
I
Absolutely.
think we should keep them in our prayers.
Absolutely.
Because what else can we do, bro?
I was just talking to one of my clients only a few weeks back. So in 2005 or something, he's a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
So he made a decision that I'm just going to go to Afghanistan.
Wow.
And work for a NGO and just shoot, like photography.
Dangerous.
And he went. And he stayed there for like a good year. And he met with the Taliban. He had conflicts with the Taliban. He was taught how to use a rifle gun. And he had to carry one with him.
Protection.
And he's told me such hard stories. He's like, the Taliban fear the government aid workers the most. Like these American aid workers and these Afghani aid workers that actually try to do good for the citizens. They fear them the most. So what happens is that they put a hit on your head. And when they put a hit on your head, you're one day walking the street. Headshot, bro. You dead. Wow. So he was actually stuck there for some time. He was told to stay in a room for like weeks, not get out. Because that NGO, Taliban were targeting that NGO he was a part of.
Bhari, bro.
Bhari. And he went to Afghanistan through some embassy. His friend worked in some embassy. His friend got him in, connected him to an NGO. He went, he flew there. And he told me, bro, the stories I'm telling you are just 5%.
Oh my God.
So he said that the things I've seen, bro, I've seen child soldiers who are 18 but look 50 because of the amount of gunpowder that they have to consume when they shoot. It goes in your nose, it goes on your face, your skin starts wrinkling. Wow. It's the same situation again like North Korea. It's like a lot of malnutrition. So what happens is even your children are born weak.
That's what even this American soldier said that, your Joe Biden said that the Afghani troops pulled out. But dude, you have to understand, they were malnourished.
Man.
They were tired. They didn't have enough rest. They didn't have enough food. What is the motivation?
Correct.
A soldier needs to be motivated.
Correct, bro. Bro, the saddest thing is, have you seen those Syrian interviews of those children, bro? Just one child just like shocked and just lost, bro. Like, I don't know where my family is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea. Yeah. And then there was this one hard interview, bro, of this one kid ranting out towards the world, bro. He said that the world will suffer for watching us suffer. That nobody stepped in.
Bro, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Nobody stepped in, that you guys try to act, like you guys try to, you have food on your plate and your children don't have parents, their parents are getting killed.
Yeah.
Bro, the fingers have to be pointed to the world, to me and you.
Yeah, and Rahul, I'm telling you, I don't know how to explain this. When I was seeing all these videos, right? If it was in a movie, I would be like, this movie is so unrealistic, it doesn't make sense. Like if I saw even a Hollywood movie, in the most realistic way, on a carrier, people are holding on and flying down.
Correct.
I would come out of the theater and I would be like, it's very unrealistic. This could never happen in
never
real life.
happen, yes.
And then seeing all this happen, mothers giving away their infant babies. But it got normalized. Like, after I saw it a couple of times,
that this is bound to happen.
Because I think, Instagram or too much bombardment of news information at all the time, it didn't hit me. Like, I remember 9/11, bro. I remember the 9/11 time. I remember seeing the news with my family and I remember how impactful it was. And now the impact lasted for 20 seconds to 10 minutes, bro. One picture, okay, ye hua. Oh, sad. Oh, damn. Oh, sharing this with my friend, kid, what is going on? But I think...
But why isn't the world uniting to fight against them?
Because that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. The attention span of the world has just reduced. To the point that people... It's a matter of likes and dislikes and comments. You know,
Are you saying
like that's what the opinions have come down to, because I caught myself doing it. I'm telling you, after 10 minutes of seeing all this, it was affecting me lesser and lesser. Now when I heard drone strike hua, okay,
bound to
होना ही
happen,
था.
okay.
2 rocket airport पे फूटे. ISIS.
अभी तो आएगा कुछ.
13 US soldiers died, 80 Afghanis in that bomb blast. Okay, no, everything is so normalized, and I had to tell myself कि चूत मारी के समझ तू किधर है भाई, तेरा नसीब अच्छा है bro.
So this, basically it's you know who's to blame now. It's not the Afghani people, it's us. It's like all the countries that are living in paradise, who can go to sleep with their ACs on, who can get into their car, go to work.
Who can comment on someone else's life?
Who can comment on someone else's life, and you know who doesn't, who can wake up in peace thinking that my house is not going to get blown up. But
think about, you wake up in peace and you think about that, oh, how do I take care of my mental health today?
Correct. But just tell me one thing, nah, bro. If say even like 5 of the top countries combine, go and fucking invade Afghanistan and destroy it.
अरे भाई,
destroy the Taliban.
But that's what happens ना, तुम Taliban को destroy करते
civilians
हो,
also.
citizens die ना.
I mean, I guess, yeah. And if USA couldn't do it, then I mean, like, it's tough for anyone to do it. You know, so they are just like, let it be, whatever's happening, let it happen. Yeah, but very sad. You know, I think only God can save them right now.
God save them, bro.
Because human beings are fucking useless.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see as news develops, as
hard, bro.
Time passes by. I'm sure, you know, there will be some sort of settlement.
Do you think? What do you think about military schools?
Military schools, amazing.
What do you think about military schools being compulsory?
I'm pro for it. I wish I went to military school after the things I found out about military school. Firstly, I will try to compare military school to our schooling, right? Our schooling compared to military school is useless.
Yeah. Okay. Firstly, you remember the education podcast we did?
Yes.
You explained the whole concept of how schooling came about from Prussia.
Prussia, yes.
So that is military school.
It's basically soldier upbringing. You treat a student like a soldier.
So that is military
schooling. But that's what's required. Why go to a first copy when I can go to the original? You know, why not go to the military school? Because the military school, number one is, you know, what I feel is that everyone should be put in boarding.
My question. What do you think about, not military school, what do you think about military schools being compulsory for everybody from a certain age to a certain age for...
That's what I'm saying.
For a few years.
That's what I'm saying. Even if it is for 2 years, even if it is for 3 years. Number one is what I feel is that you need to be independent. Right? You need to go to boarding school. Okay? Because when you're in boarding school, you're away. You're out of your comfort zones. You have to fend for yourself. Right? You have to make your own friends. You have to form your own allies. It's like a game. You know, like the game Bully. Like you have to figure your shit out. You got to navigate through life through those 2 years.
Out of your comfort zone.
You know, out of your comfort zone. That will teach you leadership skills. You know, okay, I need something from Devang. I know how to talk to him. I have to get close to him. You know, I have to make him my friend. Or otherwise I'll get bullied. And this guy's a cool kid. He'll introduce me to other cool kids.
Absolutely.
You know, another thing is that in boarding school or in military school, what is taught is that there's strict routine. You know, you can't miss school. You can't miss assembly. If you fuck up your uniform, you're fucked. You're punished.
Chabuk.
You know, chabuk. So all of these things teaches you what? That, okay, you have to have some sort of discipline in life. Wake up at 6 o'clock. Have your breakfast at 8 o'clock. Attend classes. Make sure that your hair is prim and proper. Make sure that you're wearing the right uniform. You have to wake up. You have to wear your own shirt. You have to wear your own pants. You have to learn eventually how to wear your own tie. In private schools where we are based out of, everything is put on you. You just wake up, somebody will throw you in the bathroom, make you have a shower.
Bro, ये यूनिफॉर्म का कॉन्सेप्ट भी मिलिट्री स्कूल से आया.
What is
पर
that?
अभी तो वो भी it's going away.
It's going away, yes. It's going away. Another thing is that there's pride in military school. When you put on that military uniform, it's pride. You're representing your country. I think it's called Sainik school in India, right? Sainik schools. That's the term, Sainik school.
No, I'm not.
And that actually builds a foundation for you to eventually become a leader in the field you want to choose.
Yeah.
Or even if you want to fight for your country, the foundation, the base is set at a very young age.
True. And I also agree. Just look at Singapore.
Yeah.
They have compulsory, military education.
Why are they progressing so much? Because of the people.
And so I was thinking from both sides. Okay, what is the advantage of not having it? The advantage is that firstly, you're not forced to do anything, right? What if your child is into some arts or whatever? But then I realized that regardless of whatever field your son or daughter is interested in, one thing that works for everybody and is absolutely general is discipline.
Discipline.
Right? Regardless of you can have many. There's not one way to live life. There are many ways to live life.
Yes.
Okay. Today I can wake up at 5 in the morning and be productive, and you can work till 5 in the morning and be productive. Like Shah Rukh Khan sleeps at 5-6 in the
They
morning.
seen legends.
Right?
Legends.
Is he not a productive person?
Yeah. They seen legends are either sleeping up at 5 a.m. or waking up at 5.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's on what works for you and what doesn't work for you, right? So that I'm okay with. कि तेरे को जो जमता है तू वैसे कर. But what is a fact is that success, progress, growth only comes from discipline, consistency, and these things have to be ingrained. Not only taught, it has to be ingrained at a young age.
Very young age, because if you don't set the foundation only at a young age, you're going to keep trying to build that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I don't think if you have discipline, you feel that lost.
Correct.
Have you noticed that?
Correct. See, like for me, for example, I'll tell you what. Since a very young age now, I've lived alone with my sister also. But we've lived very to ourselves. You know, we are independent now. Now it'll be very tough for us to live with someone else.
Correct.
You know, because that foundation was set.
Correct.
Say for example, you've been going to work 365 days a year. So that foundation for you is already set. It's ingrained in you.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to attempt too hard to do it.
Not at all.
You know?
It's effortless.
It's effortless.
Yeah.
Because it's consistency, it's repetitions.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what I think the army school is for.
Yeah.
It's for taking you out of your comfort zone and telling you that, you know, okay, how do you level up?
So yeah, exactly. You know, like discipline, getting you out of your comfort zone. These are things that today, if we have a choice, we might do it or we might not do it. But at a young age, if they teach you that, listen, my guy, you gotta fucking be prim, proper, keep your nails clean and hair in the right way, and then you wake up and you exercise. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, you know, study, this and that. You understand a few things. You know, you don't have to go and fight on the battlefield. You have that option because you're blessed to be in this country.
Absolutely.
That you don't have to go unless you want to go.
Absolutely.
But you can use that power, that superpower of discipline into your field.
But for a country like India, to take 1.3 billion people and tell them that it's compulsory for you to now attend military school will be chaotic.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think the Singapore did it the right way, bro.
Singapore did it the right way.
Bro, I have a friend who has a son. He's thinking of doing this.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? It's the right thing to do.
He's like, this is the best way. He's like, bro, out here, you know, he's going to get spoiled. He's going to get spoiled by me, not only by my family, you know, because that's what happens. You love your fucking children, bro. Yeah. And that kind of discipline is needed in life. Is needed for everybody, no matter where you come from, what your religion is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The army. Just think about it. It just seems like a fucking fairy tale, na?
Yeah.
We've always pictured soldiers.
But you know, I'm saying this right now, but I remember as a kid, the thought of boarding school, I was scared. I was scared. I would
scared.
Not
That's what, no.
Go.
So from a young age only, you're told that you have to step out of your comfort zone. But trust me, bro,
I was such a fat introverted boy, na, bro.
Yeah.
If you told me to go to a boarding school, na, bro, I would go to my grandmom and I would just emotionally torture her.
But what I've heard from people is that when people go to boarding school, no, after 1 year they don't want to come back only.
Of course, bro.
They don't want to go home. They'll get fried at home.
Yeah, camaraderie.
They want to go back to boarding school, you know. Like that's what happens. You see that shift and it's amazing to see.
Yeah.
You know, because you see that person has leveled up.
Comfort zone, na, bro. Comfort zone.
So army school is a great one, yeah?
Hona chahiye.
More power. These private schools, fucking how much fees are these kids paying now? Lakhs of rupees?
Forget about it.
Fuck that. We'll deal with it when we have to.
You know what? Lakhs of rupees is not a problem, bro. But lakhs of rupees when it's school from home and, you know, all of that. तुम पैसा ले रहे हो ना स्कूल का एसी का ये वो चौक यू नो बोर्ड ब्लैक बोर्ड वो सब
बिल में क्या आएगा
तो फिर
ऑनलाइन क्लासेस
तो भी प्राइसेस आर नॉट रिड्यूस्ड
हेवी व्हाई विल इट रिड्यूस हां वी कॉज द कोरोना वायरस और
खर्चा बड़ा है कम नहीं हुआ भाई
तो हम लोग क्या व्हाट शुड वी डू यू आर वेटिंग इन लाइन यू डोंट कम विल टेक
स्कूल इज एम्प्टी बट वी हैव टू सैनिटाइज इट ट्वाइस अ मंथ
देन पेंटिंग कौन करेगा
फिर
यू नो फकिंग हेल सो
That's that. Moving on from the sad news of Afghanistan, Let's go into what happened today morning.
Okay.
Jake Paul versus.
So come on, give me the intro.
Jake Paul versus
Good Life
Tyron
Easy
Woodley.
Fight Night. Come on.
Good Life Easy, baby. We're back with Fight Night.
Let's go.
So yeah, Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley.
Exciting.
8-round bout, boxing bout. Entertaining fight, bro. Entertaining fight. I enjoyed it. There was a house packed with celebrities. The Big Show was there.
Everyone was there.
Olympians were there.
Everyone.
Gold medalists.
Everyone was there.
Dave Chappelle was shouting for Jake Paul. Jake Paul, come on, get him. And then who else was there, bro? Like
Everyone.
Dustin Poirier.
But you know what was my favorite part?
What?
Was that face-to-face with Ariel. I loved it because somebody shut up Jake Paul.
Bro, firstly, now this Tyron, the whole fucking lead up to the fight, he was not saying anything. Everybody was complaining that at least Ben Askren was selling the fight level to level. Regardless of how Ben Askren fought.
Correct.
Okay? But Ben Askren was selling the fight until the last day. Tyron, the only thing good he did was that. At least he fucking leveled up.
But bro, he leveled up
properly.
Very well. He shut Jake Paul up. Jake Paul was stammering. You know. So I think that's what sold me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so sold the fight to me. Sold the fight to me. I was like, shit, you know, this Tyron Woodley, okay.
He's not just coming in for the money.
Seems a little dangerous.
Yeah, that face to face was even it made me feel that he's not coming in for the money. He's wanting to fight.
To fight, yes.
That was a good one.
And of course, you know, we saw like Tyron Woodley was training with Floyd Mayweather and he was looking good on the pads. And you know, he was training with the same padman. So Floyd Mayweather's padman was also Tyron Woodley's padman throughout the camp. And bro, he was looking fucking amazing.
Looking good.
If you saw him on the pads and you saw his movement, and of course,
but
he's
Jake
a
Paul
UFC.
was looking bigger in the fight.
Yeah, Jake Paul is bigger, no?
Yeah, he was looking bigger.
Jake Paul is bigger. I think he was bigger by like 20 pounds in the fight.
Yeah, at least he was looking 10-15 pounds.
10-15 pounds heavier. Bigger. But Tyron Woodley was looking jacked.
Yeah, he is jacked, bro.
Jacked.
39 and jacked. Jake Paul is 24, 25.
So now let's get into the fight, bro. What do you think of the fight?
Let's get into the fight. Entertaining bout. It was not an exhibition. It was a proper bout. One thing for sure that it showed that this Jake Paul is not untouchable when it comes to boxing. This was his most toughest opponent yet. When it came to Ben Askren and Nate Robinson, it was just these knockouts, these crazy, spectacular knockouts. You know, we didn't get to see that today. But we definitely got to see the kinks in the armor when it comes to Jake Paul. But obviously, he's just a few years in. But whenever these boxers also fight, you see any record of, say, Canelo, Tyson, Fury, Deontay Wilder, their first 20 opponents are all losing opponents. You know, they just want to build a record up.
Correct.
Everyone is just jealous because Jake Paul is the guy who's doing it and making money.
Correct.
He's making this crazy money in his first few fights where people don't make any money and they fight these chumps.
Absolutely.
Right? To build a record.
Absolutely.
So Jake Paul knows how to build this hype up that everybody is expecting a first round knockout. Everybody is like something dhamakedar is going to happen, you know. But we got to see a good boxing fight. We got to see a good boxing bout. Jake Paul got rocked definitely in the fourth. You know, I don't think it was considered was it a knockdown? I think
it was a trip.
I don't think they gave it to Tyron.
But if you see it closely, it was a fucking solid punch.
It could have been. So it depends. It depends on the referee, you know. I don't think the referee gave it a knockdown.
But he gave Tyron that round.
Yeah, I think that was the only round he got.
3 rounds.
That was the only round he got. No, Tyron
he got 3 rounds.
Tyron got 1 round, bro.
No, bro, he got 3 rounds.
Tyron got 1 round.
You see the scorecard.
Yeah?
See the scorecard. He got 3 rounds.
I thought gave him 2 rounds maximum. The thing is, Tyron is that the first 3 rounds, so he had zero momentum. Okay. Then Jake Paul never gave him a chance to build back the momentum after the 4th and the 5th. Okay. Not that Jake Paul did anything also after the 4th and the 5th. Jake Paul really did not go out of his way and outbox him or do anything. He just sustained and survived, just out-punched Tyron.
Correct.
That's it. The quantity. There was no quality shots. There was no power shots.
Yeah. There was basically, you know, when you see professional boxers compared to when you see these two fight, no, there was very flat footwork.
Of course.
Right? You don't see no footwork.
Of course.
Another thing that I realized is that
I felt that Jake Paul's balance was also a little off.
balance was off, and no, like when you're throwing your jab, your basic is like your right hand should be up. When you're throwing a hook, your right hand should be up, or your left hand should be up. Another thing that Tyron was doing well is, see, even Jake Paul was a bit afraid to throw punches towards Tyron, because even Tyron is fucking strong.
Yeah, it was not connected.
And what happens is that, bro, of course, Jake Paul is the bigger guy.
Yeah.
Okay, Jake Paul's reach is way bigger than Tyron's. Okay, so how can you try to counter punch?
Yeah.
You have to close in, right?
Yeah.
So what Tyron was trying to do, he was not closing in only firstly, he was pressuring him against the ropes. Now when you're pressuring someone against the ropes, you have to fucking go in and land some shots, nah bro. You go for the knockout. So if you see, whenever Tyron pressured Jake Paul towards the ropes, he bounced back.
I don't know why he didn't just go through with it.
Bro, I feel like Tyron could have easily won. This is the same thing that he did in the UFC for his last 4 fights. Okay, he went in overthinking the situation. If you see his last fight with Vincent also,
Was sent a Luque.
Same thing happened. He started off fucking well, but just fucked up in the end. The same thing happened here. He was doing fucking well.
No,
His
he was
movement
scared.
was way better than Jake Paul.
He was scared for the same reason, because if you notice against the Luque fight also, he got clipped near the near
and
the
that's all she wrote. Bro, that's all
also.
she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, that's
You
all
know?
she wrote. And if Tyron could have got that momentum after the 4th round, the 4th round was spectacular for Tyron.
Amazing. Bro, and Tyron's jab, class.
Was good.
Class jab.
Bro, what jab?
Class jab.
Bro, combinations.
Class.
Tyron
Class.
was getting good combination. He
Class.
was getting good hooks in. So that 4th round, I saw that, Tyron has come to fight. That's good. That's good. He's come to fight. But then what happened after that? Nothing.
Nothing.
He didn't continue the momentum. Jake Paul never let him get that flow and keep it.
Correct.
And,
You know what?
and Tyron was not going in for the kill.
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell me that in Cleveland, the hometown of Jake Paul, where even LeBron James is tweeting for Jake Paul, the referees are going to give the decision to Tyron?
You have to go for the knockout. You have to go for the
Maximum to
knockout.
maximum, he would get a draw.
Correct.
So what does he have to do? He has to
Correct.
go for a knockout.
Correct. Knockout. Correct.
Secondly, it's a 8-round bout. Okay, it's not a 12-round bout.
Correct.
You can't let the 3 rounds go in the beginning. It's not a 12-round bout.
You know what I feel? Tyron's what he thought is that Jake Paul is going to gas out, because he's going to come in at 210, 220.
That's what I'm saying.
But Jake Paul didn't gas out. He was just fucking keeping his distance. He's keeping his distance. Let the time go. Land a few shots. If you see the stats also, na bro, Jake Paul actually landed like 2.5 times the punches Tyron.
That's what I'm saying.
He's just jabbing, moving, jab, move, jab, move.
He outboxed him.
Yeah, outbox. That's how he won. He won on points.
He absolutely outboxed him. What Tyron gave Jake Paul is an experience that a boxer needs.
Yes.
Okay, this is what's definitely going to make Jake Paul a better boxer.
Correct.
The first round knockouts don't make a great boxer. Okay,
Going the distance,
going through these wars, going through this cardio struggles,
Absolutely.
going through this
Absolutely.
phase where you're gassed out and
Absolutely.
you're still trying to throw these power
Absolutely.
shots, in the air, even if it doesn't connect. That's what makes a good boxer. Tyron really could have gotten that momentum after the 4th round if he really went in, went in a little danger. Yeah.
But when I saw the fight, no.
But he should have gone in that danger.
When I saw when the fight started, I was like, dude, Jake Paul's getting rocked. Because Tyron's movement way better than Jake Paul. His jabs were also looking good. But then what was happening is he was just too hesitant to throw.
Bro, first 3 rounds, what did Tyron throw?
He was just too hesitant to throw anything.
He didn't throw anything in the first 3 rounds.
But when he was throwing, it was landing.
The coach is telling him that let the hands go.
But when he was throwing, it was landing.
Yeah.
I don't understand, when your shots are landing, why aren't you going in for it? So that being said, Jake Paul is here to stay, bro.
No, he was not going in for it because he knows Jake Paul has a right hand. He knows that the moment he goes in, Jake Paul is waiting for that counter. So that's why he was also hesitant, because he knows that that's a knockout power that kid has.
That's why I think he waited. He waited for Jake Paul
But
to
I'll
wear
tell you
out.
one thing, bro. That so against this MMA and all this works, bro. Against Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy Fury, I don't think it would work.
Bro, Tommy Fury's fight was quite okay.
No, it was okay. But I'm saying if you if you put a boxer against Jake Paul, I don't think Jake Paul is going to do.
The scene is that there's no way, like, Jake Paul has just started boxing. It's been like 3 years. Tommy Fury's fighting for since he's born.
Yeah. So if you ask me, even for the next few fights, Jake Paul should take these oldies MMA guys, bro.
Absolutely. I think he should have a rematch with Tyron.
Yeah, because otherwise, I don't think he's going to survive against a boxer, bro. Whatever he says, I've done sparring and I've done this and I've fought Olympians and this and that. We saw what happened against a 39-year-old who you said you're going to knock him out in the first 2 rounds or 3
No
rounds,
ways,
whatever.
bro. No ways. It doesn't work like that. What's trying to happen here is that it's like it's like Floyd Mayweather, right? You just tune in to watch him lose. But regardless, you tune in. That's what's going to happen with Jake Paul till he loses.
Yeah.
He's going to make his money.
And Tyron just seems confused, bro. After the post fight, also he's begging for a
Begging,
rematch.
yeah.
Then Jake Paul is like,
We need to run it back.
presence of mind.
Yeah.
The thing is, not Jake Paul knows the internet.
Yeah. Too well.
It's at the
Bro,
back
he
of
is
his-
the internet, bro.
He is the internet.
He is the
bro.
internet.
He is the internet.
He is
you
the
know?
internet.
Get that tattoo artist and all. He knows everything. कि नहीं
You
लेने
get the
वाला है, वो नहीं करने वाला
tattoo.
है.
You get the tattoo. I'll give you the rematch.
But he knows how to create these talking points. He knows that today when we are discussing about the fight, we will talk about the tattoo.
Tattoo.
And he's got the tattoo
Correct,
artist there.
correct.
Some world famous tattoo artist.
And apparently Tyron's getting it on his thigh and then he's going for the rematch.
And Jake Paul is telling him, you get the tattoo, we'll get the rematch.
Correct.
And basically, if Tyron accepts that means Tyron is saying that, dude, I want this payday.
I
again.
want this payday.
Also,
He wants a trilogy.
Also, just think about it. Just think about the lead up, the attention, the fucking huge audience.
It's crazy. The second
Everyone
fight's gonna
come to see you.
fucking go mad.
These are fights that are bigger than your any of your UFC
I think
fights.
ticket sales he did more than Conor Dustin.
What?
Ticket sales, no?
I don't know if he did more than Conor.
Yeah,
Dustin,
he did. He
But the
tweet-
price was also less.
But what Jake Paul tweets is never true, bro. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
always
not
true.
But it was definitely the second highest pay-per-view event in boxing after Floyd and Logan.
After Floyd and Logan. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So anybody who's
But well deserved. I think like what Jake Paul is doing, everyone predicted that Tyron would win.
Yeah.
Okay, even I predicted it. I was like, dude, Tyron easy win for him.
Yeah.
But then again, he comes out and he fucking wins.
Because that's what I'm trying to tell you, that bro, he's choosing the right opponents.
Yeah.
It's not the technique, it's
What
not
was
the
it, like a
training,
15-year
it's not the
difference?
hard work, it's the brilliance. It's the brilliance
Jake
of having
Paul's
a good
24?
team. Sorry?
Jake Paul's 24,
He's
25?
24.
15-year difference, bro.
15-year difference. I never understood any of these MMA guys saying that Ben Askren is going to whoop Jake Paul. Like everything is on the internet. His training, his fights, everything is on the internet. Why? How can you say that Ben Askren is going to win against Jake Paul? Tyron Woodley, I still get. He's shown that he can use his hands.
Correct.
Okay, but Jake Paul has this good understanding of choosing the right opponents.
But there's no way even Conor McGregor would win because there's just a very weird size difference.
Size difference, bro.
It's just not possible. I don't understand when people say that Conor versus Jake Paul. It does not make sense.
Rahul, just think about it, bro. Today, why would a Jake Paul not take a Conor fight? Okay.
Why would Conor not take a Jake Paul fight?
Why would Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Let's assume that Conor is 20 times more talented. Let's not assume. We know for a fact that Conor is 20 times more talented when it comes to boxing, striking. वो ले भी लेगा Jake Paul को. पर वो knockout नहीं कर पाएगा Jake Paul.
No ways. How?
Yeah.
How?
Remember in the
You're telling me Floyd Mayweather couldn't fucking knock out Logan?
That for Logan it's a risk-free thing because of the size difference.
Yeah.
Logan is not going to get damaged, bro.
No ways.
So he might lose badly. He might lose every round in a devastating way.
Yes.
He might not be able to touch
But he's not
Floyd.
knocked out.
But he's never going to damage himself.
yes.
So it's a win-win for Logan.
But Jake Paul could fucking destroy Conor. Huh?
Yeah.
That's the situation. It's the same thing like what people were saying for Logan Paul against Mayweather. Oh fuck! But what if Logan Paul connects?
And
what if Logan Paul connects?
And also it's Jake Paul will destroy Conor as in with a lucky punch.
Yes, a fluke.
Right? Not even a fluke because the lucky punch is a part of the game, bro. You know?
But come on, bro. I don't think so. I think like.
But the size difference
like you know what? To be honest with you, like if you're going to fight Nate Robinson, who's an NBA player.
Forget Nate Robinson, bro. You're fighting a 39-year-old guy who's smaller than you.
But you know what Jake Paul said?
Now you're talking. If he fights Conor McGregor fights at 155.
How?
Let's assume for
sense.
boxing
and he's at 210.
He fought I think Floyd at 162 or 156. Let's assume he'll fight Jake
180.
at 170.
180. Chal 180. Chal. Welterweight.
हाँ 180 पे वो रहेगा भी कैसा bro? वो fit रहेगा तो 170 रहेगा वो.
No ways.
Okay. And Jake Paul is coming in at 190.
Bro, and who knows
fighting
how,
at 210.
Of course.
क्या बात कर रहा है यार?
It just does not make sense.
That's what I'm saying is the brilliance of
I think this Tommy Fury will be a good fight.
Tommy Fury
will finish him.
See, if you want a fucking competition fight,
Tommy
bro,
Fury.
You want Jake Paul to shut up. You want Jake Paul to fucking be in a tough situation, bro. It's not Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley gave him tough situation for 2 rounds.
And Tommy Fury is also like 23, 24.
That's what I'm saying.
Put them together.
Both are new.
Yes. But you know what he said? Na?
Both have just come up.
You know what Jake Paul wants to do, right? Wants to fight Canelo, bro, in 4 years.
अरे यार वो Canelo तो वो बोलना पड़ता है ना bro.
Bro, like Shannon Sharp, that analyst, he's like, I hope you understand what you're saying. Like Canelo is pound for pound one of the greatest to do it.
Bro, Canelo broke that guy's face, bro, Billy Joel Sanders.
And he had to retire.
Yet he retired a guy.
He had to retire, bro.
Last 2 months ago.
2 months. Even
broke his face,
that guy, that guy whose hand he broke.
Yeah,
that white
the Turkish guy.
Callum.
Oh, the British guy, yeah.
Forgot his name.
Yeah, Callum.
Even he retired. Injury. He retired. So Canelo is now known for... He's one of the greatest to do it.
Yeah,
you
bro.
know? You have to respect greatness. You can't just call out anyone. If Canelo and Jake Paul happens, bro, Canelo will knock the fuck out of Jake Paul.
That will be a knockout. And you know what? Canelo comes in at a fucking
cruiserweight, baby.
You know, he'll come in also big, bro. He'll like, chal, aja.
Yeah. But Canelo doesn't give a fuck, bro. Canelo don't give a fuck.
I'm telling you, Canelo will fight. You know what is the fight I want to see? 6 rounds Jake, 6 rounds Logan.
Oh, say.
दोनों को.
You think it's like chess or what?
Bro, you want to finish the Paul brothers ना? Public
both one
public
night.
को गुस्सा है ना? Canelo को दो 100 million दो Canelo को.
कल हाँ, खत्म करो.
क्यों
what
नहीं
a
करेगा
fucking
वो?
bout, bro.
क्यों नहीं करेगा?
6 rounds, crazy.
Bro, one second. The world wants to shut the Paul brothers up. Give this Canelo all the money in the world.
Give him 100.
Make him another ranch, bro. Somewhere.
Yes.
Bro.
Wow, bro.
घोड़ा
That's a
गाड़ी
good
दो
idea.
उसको.
कि 6 round Logan, 6
क्यों
round.
नहीं करेगा वो?
क्यों नहीं करेगा?
And you're telling me this Canelo goes in 12 rounds, bro. You seen how fresh he's in the 12th round? You know what power punches he throws in the 12th round?
Who's next? Bro, that head movement you can't.
दोनों को ले लेगा, bro.
The Matrix.
Bro, body shot से ले लेगा. You think Canelo's afraid of the height and the reach?
Canelo is the hardest hitting boxer right now in the game. Or the hardest hitting boxer in his weight class that's ever graced the game.
You wanna make this exhibition a nice circus event now, bro? Do this.
Do this.
And the Paul brothers are fearless. They'll do it also for the payday, bro.
They'll get
bro,
paid.
They'll fight each other.
They'll get that's going to be the dream fight.
That's the last fight.
That's the last fight. Then they'll retire. You know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But all in all, great fight.
So now you know what they're saying. तू सुन रहा है कि नहीं तू? Anderson
Silva will fucking knock him out because he's.
But you think about it, yaar. They're choosing 40-45-year-olds, yeah.
That's what this devoted Dana White say. Yeah, he's fighting.
Anderson fought at what weight? Welterweight.
He's fighting opponents my age, 50-year-olds. But bro, Anderson Silva apparently knocked out both of his opponents with ease. And he's fought 2 boxing bouts.
No, he didn't knock them out. He won the fight.
I think one guy he knocked out. They had to. The referee stopped the bout.
That was his son, bro.
No, bro, that was Anderson Silva. That was Anderson Silva.
Against Chavez, so he won the fight.
Before that.
That was his boxing debut.
Bro, there were 2 fights he's fought. I've seen it.
I think he fought Chavez Jr.
Chavez Jr. was distance.
Yeah.
And then one after that or one
and
before that.
And also, he won that fucking decision in Mexico.
Correct.
In the hometown of Chavez.
Anderson Silva is a fucking warrior, bro.
Yeah.
But then again, like,
fight is Logan.
Again, you're picking fighters like who are pro BJJ or pro MMA.
So, but if I was Jake Paul, I would do that only.
Correct.
But just think about it, bro. It makes so much sense. When you're boxing, I understand that in MMA also you have to do striking, right? But boxing specific striking is very different than MMA striking, kickboxing or Muay Thai. It's very different.
Correct.
You know this, okay? It's absolutely different. So when you learn this one discipline and you perfect it, okay, you are a different breed of a fighter as compared to someone who's very good at striking.
Absolutely, bro. But I'll tell you what, bro. Boxing is like the prime of all martial arts, bro. Just too sexy.
See, firstly,
it's just too good.
Boxing is the most dangerous because you're headhunting.
Right? It's like chess.
No, secondly, you're wearing these big gloves, okay? So you're getting hit again and again and again and again and again. You know, brain damage.
Yeah.
Whereas in MMA, one punch gone.
Oh, gone. Finished.
Hammer shots gone.
Or submission.
Finished. Bro.
Yeah.
You know? So even if in MMA you're getting hit hard, it's a 4 ounce glove, but you're getting knocked out in one shot.
Out here it's consistent.
You're not getting hit 20 times. You're not getting damaged.
It's consistency, bro. That's what's fucking you up.
So these boxers are
they're warriors,
also warriors, bro.
Warriors,
you know how much ever these MMA guys hate on these boxers.
That's why they get paid so much, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. But all in all, fucking amazing bout. Jake Paul. You gotta give this to Jake Paul that he can fight.
And you gotta give it to Showtime that at least they put up a better event than Thriller, bro.
Thriller, fuck
shit
that
was
shit.
Fuck all, bro.
Fuck that shit.
I don't understand who watches this for fucking Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
and all,
yeah.
bro.
Fuck
Like,
performances, bro.
fuck performances.
I want to see walkouts with Justin
And
Bieber. I
also-
don't mind that.
Yeah, and also, you know, when Justin Bieber, Khalid, or anybody is performing, what a shitty performance.
I know what's the connection.
But what a shitty performance.
What's the connection?
No, you want to make a. You know what Jake Paul said, na? Guys, you're getting a fight and a festival in one.
Who gives a
pay-per-view.
fuck?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
But you know, maybe we don't give a fuck.
Because
See,
we wake up too early
No,
in
it's
the
that
morning.
see, his audience is 12 to 16,
yes,
bro.
yes.
Like 10 to 16.
But see, bro, how is the old foundation of boxing? You
But
don't
this was
do
good,
this
bro.
shit. If it's a pro bout, you have to follow how pro bouts go about.
Remember how irritating that was, bro?
Fuck
Fucking
that, bro.
10 performances.
bro, it
that
just-
also lip syncing,
bro,
and he's also not interested,
Then,
bro.
yeah. Then it feels
And again,
like
that French
it feels-
Montana and Swaley come on the same
Hey,
song, bro.
Unforgettable.
Unforgettable.
Unforgettable. Pink shirt, bro. But
Oh, French Montana तो कुछ words भी नहीं है उसमें, bro. खाली.
ad libs. Bro, in pro bouts you can't do all this. In pro bouts you have to have a nice undercard. You just have to end it at that. You start with the fight, you end it with the fight. You know, that's it. But all in all, good. Jake Paul again got paid. The world is again waiting
15
to watch
million,
him lose.
Yeah.
Let's see what Daddy Dana says. And let's
Oh,
see.
now one of the great cards, bro.
UFC
Great
268.
cards. Oh,
One of the greatest cards ever.
wow.
Ever. Robbie Lawler, bro.
Nick Diaz, obviously the pound for pound legend.
Then,
Kamaru.
bro, I'm very excited to see Luke Rockhold.
But I'll tell you this, Kamaru and Colby, na, bro. I know for many fights we have assumed, like Acosta and all, that it's going to be a war and all. But I'll tell you, bro, Colby and
Machine.
Kamaru na, is going to be a war, bro.
Machine.
They're going to go and they're going to fight.
Correct. Bro,
They're
this
going to fight.
me and Kazan in the morning were talking about Colby for like 30-40 minutes. He's the biggest Colby fan.
Yeah,
He's telling me that you don't know the guy's stamina. When the guy starts going, he does not stop.
Bro, Colby is really good. People just hate on him for his
Yeah.
talks and all of that.
He goes crazy,
Yeah, but he's actually a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. This is just an act, yeah.
He's just making WWE into UFC. You understand? He's playing the heel.
Fucking hell.
That's it.
Fucking hell.
But Colby is a good fighter, bro. And if you saw the fight with Kamaru and Colby, now you'll understand that, oh fuck, this was the closest compared to
I
all
broke
other.
your jaw.
Yeah.
I broke your jaw.
Yeah.
You know? But I think Jake Paul should now fight Ngannou only, no?
वही होने वाला है.
Then retire. Fuck Canelo also. Just fight Ngannou. I want to see Ngannou.
This Logan Paul said that only. Na? Someone asked him, what are you planning now? He's like, bro, I've retired from boxing. He's like, do you understand? I just fought the best boxer in the world. There's no way I can do
anything
any better than this.
Correct.
You know?
Fucking hell, bro.
But I think that's the right, bro. Logan retire. It's good. You fought Floyd, bro.
But he'll come back, bro. What do you say?
And Logan has had just losses and exhibitions.
Yeah. Just losses and exhibitions, and he got to fight fucking Floyd Mayweather, bro.
It's amazing.
Fucking hell, bro. I think Floyd should get another payday and fight Logan. Sorry, Jake. I keep getting confused with these Paul brothers, bro.
No, Canelo now. Canelo. Abhi ho gaya, Floyd ho gaya. Floyd said, nah, bro, I've aged and I'm this and that after the fight.
I don't need to fight, you know. Manny can fight. Manny needs that payday. I don't need that fight.
Manny retired.
Yeah, but he'll come. I think Conor McGregor Manny this year is happening end of the year.
You think so?
Yes. Conor will come back for a boxing bout before he goes for the MMA.
That's a good one.
For the UFC.
I doubt it.
Because he's going to wait for Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira,
I don't
end
think
of the year.
Dana's going to allow it.
Bro, Dana's going to get a fucking hefty payday.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to allow it.
What are you saying, bro? You're saying Dana's going to fucking turn down a $75 million payday?
Dana is now getting against all this time pass, bro. I'm telling you, he's against this now, exhibitions and time passes.
But I think for Floyd, he would. For Conor McGregor, he would do it. Like he's blocking GSP, na? He's not giving GSP his fight.
Bro, firstly...
GSP against who's that guy? Who's Golden Boy?
Oscar
De La Hoya. He said no.
Oscar De La Hoya is fighting Vito Belfort.
Yeah, Vito, bro. Vito looking jacked.
Yeah. So, everyone was saying this only. Ke, what? Jake Paul just fight Oscar now.
Yeah. Fucking hell, bro.
And I'm saying,
fight. तो उसको तो मार, bro. उसको तो मारो.
Again, everyone will say Oscar is going to win. Again, everyone.
How?
अरे वो 55 साल का है यार. उसको छोड़ो अभी.
But we'll see what the news brings.
On that note, GLE.
We go.
Ciao.